20. Wonderful 20.
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the JeffMan316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JeffMan316. That's me on the sign, JeffMan316 Live, usually Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. We watch along to a movie, we talk about pop culture, we talk about physical media, and talk about, hey, could be Steelbooks. And that's what this video is, my top 20 Steelbooks for 2024. I'll go ahead and put a disclaimer at the beginning, just like all YouTubers do. This is subjective. It's going to have a lot of meaning to me, a lot of feelings about me. It may not be the same the thing that you would feel or that you would vote, but hey, this is because this is my list and these are the movies that I'm picking. So let's get into this list, and we're going to start off with an honorable mention. Well, I say that we're actually getting 4 honorable mentions. Why 4? I've got 4 of the Universal Monsters releases that came out. And why did they get an honorable mention? They're recycling artwork that they've used before. I don't have a lot of the Blu-rays, Steelbooks for the Universal Monster movies, but I got a few, so eventually I'll end up having to double dip on the artwork. These do come with a 4K and a Blu-ray, so I'll better give up my Blu-ray copy. But first we've got the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I love the artwork on these. I'm not going to take these out of the cases since these are honorable mentions, but we got the Mummy. I picked these up at Walmart. I think they might be a Walmart exclusive. That was Dracula. And lastly, we've got Frankenstein. So these feature the Alex Ross artwork on the front. So yeah, we got 4 honorable mentions. So let's get into the official top 20. Let's go. So you may think that the one I picked at number 20 deserves to be a lot higher on the list, and it probably would be, but it's not actually just a Steelbook. It comes in a set. But I love the artwork so much I wanted to get it in this list. So I'm talking about the John Wick Steelbook from Titans of Cult. And it comes in this case, but we'll open it up and I'll show you the Steelbook. To me, the Steelbook is slick. I like the artwork that they use. I like the color scheme. And look who's on the back. How could you not like that? Now, the artwork on the inside is pretty dull. It's basically bullet holes in the back. But I do like that they have the wheels as the discs. So we're going with the Titans of Cult 4K Steelbook set for John Wick as number 20. Yeah. So who gets number 19? I think this was the first Steelbook I bought of 2024. And it's a movie that I never thought would get a Steelbook. I'm pretty sure this came out of Walmart. So thank you, Walmart, for getting us a lot of good Steelbooks in 2024. I give you Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, starring John C. Reilly. I didn't think we would ever get a Steelbook of this. I love the back of this. And inside you get a Blu-ray and a DVD, and it makes it look like they're records or vinyl. So I love the presentation here. So we're going to give it up to Walmart for getting us it's a Mill Creek release of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. Yeah, the wrong kid died.
It's a long, hard walk, but I will walk hard.
Okay, who's number 18? Number 18 is another Blu-ray that I got at Walmart. Now, this one gets points because a lot of people couldn't find it at first. And I was lucky enough to find this at Walmart shortly after they did that first big Steelbook section of the year. I give you the RLJE release of Mayhem. I really love this artwork on the front, and this is a 4K Steelbook. It's got just a card, not a J card, and I like the back artwork. Hostile work environment. On the inside, you get the 4K disc, you get the Blu-ray, and you get some artwork. So, I'm a real big fan of this movie. I think it often gets overlooked gets lost in the shuffle. And I remember, so twice in the last couple years, this movie has popped up on my radar. Once, everybody was finding the Blu-rays in the Dollar Tree as part of that last year that Dollar Tree had movies. And a lot of people couldn't find it. I was able to find multiple copies, and I helped one of you guys get it. And so then now everybody was looking for the 4K Steelbook, and I was able to get one of those. So what's number 17? It's a movie that I've been waiting for to get on official Blu-ray, a 4K release outside of that Twilight Time series of Blu-rays that were really hard to get. And I was so happy when Sony announced that they were releasing the 4K Steelbook of Body Double. And it's really sleek, whatever you want to call it, clean. Doesn't have any name on the front or the back. And you get the Melanie Griffith artwork on the back. I really like this. I'm not going to take the disc out, but you get her on the inside as well. I think this is often overlooked. A lot of people don't talk about it when they talk about Brian De Palma, but he had a couple movies that I really liked that were kind of off the grid. Body Double being one, and I'm pretty sure he made a Blowout. So those are two of my favorite movies of his, and maybe Blowout one day will get a 4K Steelbook, because I think we got a 4K Criterion. So here comes number 16, and we're going to start cracking into a couple of Scream Factory / Shout Factory releases. And so this is one of my favorite movies. I remember going to the theater to see it. I really liked its manic style. I didn't, wasn't into his movies much back then, so I didn't pay attention that it was made by the same guy who made the Evil Dead movie. But I give you the 4K Steelbook of Who is Darkman. I really like the design of how they put the Darkman poster behind the words Who is Darkman. I remember seeing this as a teaser poster like that at the theater. And then there's the back artwork. And then this release, I'm not counting this. You didn't have to get this. I got the pin. I ended up getting the foil card. But I liked that it had artwork on the discs and on the inside. And I'm not going to take those out, but I just really love that front artwork. So you'll see some of these are because they bring back memories to me. So now we're on number 15, and I actually remember telling somebody that I didn't think this release was going to be any good, and then I ended up getting it and loving it. So we're going right back to back with Scream Factory. I'm going to go ahead and take this one out because I think the cover artwork on this one deserves to be seen again up close. I give you their release of Creepshow. I really like that metallic look to it. The back could have been a little better. It's just a spider web. And then, but I like the inside as well. So you get a 4K disc and a Blu-ray in this set. And this is kind of kooky on the inside. So this movie also was pretty famous for people, complaining about that it had an upgrade. Because I think a lot of people complained that this had a different features on it 4K wise than the single release that had already been out, because this one is 4K Ultra HD with Dolby Vision HDR, and I think it's got Dolby Atmos. And I think a lot of people were saying that the original release didn't have that, and so this was more of an upgrade as far as 4K goes. So either way, that's not the reason I picked it. I just ended up liking the comic style of the Steelbook, and it looked better to me in person than it did online. Like when you see that metallic sheen to it, it really makes it pop. And so that's one of the reasons that I like this Steelbook. So that was number 15. So number 14, I'm going to cheat a little bit, because we're going to double dip on this one. I'm going to give you two versions of the Steelbook, and I can't decide which one I like. So let me open up the first one. I'm pretty sure this is the international release of the Steelbook of the Brandon Lee movie, The Crow. And I actually think I like this one better than the US release, but I'm going to show both of them because I like aspects of both. I love that they use these slip covers, like acrylic slip covers, and I love that artwork on the back of that one. and it says on the front, "Real love is forever. Victims aren't we all?" So this is the, like I said, the international version. And I remember that thing selling out pretty quick because a couple of you guys who support me asked me where I got it, and when we went to look, you couldn't find it anywhere online. So that one sold out pretty quick. But even quicker, I think, was the other version of the movie that came out as a Walmart exclusive. I'm pretty sure it's a Walmart exclusive. If I'm wrong with that, correct me in the comments. But I'm pretty sure, and if I can hurry up and get the damn cover back on there, I'll show you the Walmart version of The Crow, which a lot of you guys thought this one was better. So I like both of them. So you're getting an A and a B with this one. So that's kind of cool how you get his face. And then on the back, you get the crow, the fire. And I think the inside is pretty much the same. So which version do you like the best? Because I don't know, man. Sometimes I look at it and I lean towards this one because it's got the crow on the front that you slide over top of his eyes. And then other times it's got, you know, this is the crow that way. And then other times I look at this one. So that's why I couldn't decide. So you get two for the price of one. So now we're to number 13. Now number 13, I don't know if this was, I don't think this was a Walmart exclusive. I can't remember. I know I found it in Walmart. It doesn't have a Walmart exclusive sticker on it. But this is more about number 1, the movie. Okay, so what's number 13? Well, this is one of those movies that has a special place in my heart. So it's probably not going to be high on a lot of people's list, but it is on mine just because of the movie. And so I don't think this is a Walmart exclusive, but that's where I found it. I got Major League. And it's designed like a locker. And the cool thing about it is if you take off the J card, it came with some magnets, but also the back of it looks like it's got, you know, photos that are taped on there. And then the inside is very bad to steal Jobu's rum. So it's the inside of his locker. And then, like I said, the other cool thing, and I haven't peeled them off, is because this is steel, it comes with these magnets. That you could peel off and stick on the Steelbook, inside or out if you wanted to. So the cool thing is, it lined up with the back. Pretty strong magnet, so you're not going to lose them if you stick them on the back of the Steelbook. So Major League, and I'll give you one little nugget here. One of the reasons that it has a fond place in my heart is I remember when it came out, I went to the theater to see it with a friend of mine, or maybe a couple friends, and we were looking forward to it because we had seen the trailer so much, man. It was just inundated on television. And when we got to the theater, we went, there was a joke in the trailer that we would just quote all the time. So when we get to the theater and watch the movie and came out, we looked at each other and were like, the damn joke wasn't in the movie. And it's a joke that because of that reaction that people saying that, they actually put the joke in Major League 2. And what was the joke? It was where Wild Thing threw a pitch and he got smacked out for a home run, and they were trying to console him, and he said, well, that ball wouldn't have been out of many parks. And he goes, yeah, right, name one. Yellowstone. And I know that isn't that funny of a joke, but the fact that it was in the trailer and you saw it over and over and over again, and then you saw the movie and it was cut out, was one of the first instances where I saw that they had footage in the trailer they got cut out of the movie. So not to bore you, but let's go on to number, what was that? This would be 12. And this is the Film Vault Warner Brothers release. I think this is from overseas, of Goodfellas. Now, I had a Steelbook of Goodfellas. And when I got this, I ended up selling the other one because it was worth a lot of money. And I used it to fund more purchases. But this one, I just love the artwork. And it's got one of those acrylic covers on it. But I just love the outside and the back. And the inside artwork. But just look at that. It's a painting. At least that's what it looks like. And then on the inside, if you take the discs out, it's basically got a collage of their pictures in black and white. And I just love this release so much. Like I said, I went ahead and I think it was a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook of the Goodfellas, the US version. And I think I sold that thing for like $100 back in the day. And so you get this really nice thick acrylic cover on it. So they do a good job. So maybe that might not be the last time we see one of those, the Film Vault releases. So what do we got next? So this is the last one before we crack the top 10. Now this one is more not just for the presentation, but the fact that if you didn't own all these movies, this is a great way to get it. I give you, this is I bought this online. Hatchet, the complete collection, unrated and uncut. It's got a J card on it. And then the back is the swamp. Now, I don't like the fact that they just stack the discs in here. But one of the things I do like is, and because I already own all these movies, is that after Victor Crowley, you get a complete collection bonus disc that isn't available anywhere else. And I do like the inside artwork. So, at least it includes some special features. I could have paid more and got another version of this that I think had the director sign. I didn't want to pay that much for it. But the bonus disc includes Hatchet, Swamp Tales, and production journals. So it's got all the movies in the set. You get Hatchet 1, 2, 3, Victor Crowley, and then that bonus disc. So I think it's a cool way to get the entire collection, and you get it in Steelbook format. And I really like that artwork on the outside. So that was 1 through 11. So if you want to take a potty break, I might insert a quick break here, and then we can go into the top 10. All right, here's number 10. We're back to Screen Factory. They made some great releases this year. And I was surprised that I actually found this in Walmart on my hunts. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now this one, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not a super duper fan of the movie. I really like it, don't get me wrong. And I'm not one of those that thinks it's like the greatest end all be all movie. But I will say the artwork on this thing is pretty damn epic. And I know you could have got this in one of those bundles on their website, and you got a bunch of alternate slipcovers. And I'm trying to get away from always wanting to get all that swag. I've got limited space as it is, so I'm not all about the swag anymore. I don't have anywhere for posters unless it's like one of my key favorite movies. I'm trying to avoid those, and I'm just going to go with the single releases or like the Steelbook like this. So you can't go wrong with Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Number 9 is a release that I ended up double dipping on because of the different versions you get. I also did not know whether I was going to get this release. The Steelbook, I ordered it from Amazon. Every site just sold these out immediately almost. I remember being at work that day and we were busy and I didn't get to order it. And so I got home and I thought I'd miss out. So I ordered it from Amazon and I was all worried that a lot of people were having their Amazon orders canceled. So I was surprised when mine didn't get canceled. I give you the Steelbook of Godzilla -1. It's got one of those cool slip covers. Mine's a little tight because I put the J card inside because it was one of those ones that wrapped from the bottom. And I like the artwork on the outside. And it's one of those that wraps around. So you get a poster, you get a bonus disc, you get the 4K disc that's got his face on it, and then you get one from a distance. And I like the inside because it's got the scene from the boat. Now, I will also say this. I've watched this every way possible. I don't think you get the black and white version in this set, which is fine because I've got the big Japanese set for that. I could also watch it on Netflix if I wanted. But they do have the dubbed version on this. And after I've watched it one time with the original audio, probably in the future when I watch it, I'm going to watch it the dubbed version. Just because I don't like reading movies. I'm a visual guy. I've told all you guys that. I know a lot of people shun people who don't watch it with the original audio, but you know what? Like I said, I'm visual. I don't want to have to read fucking movies when I'm watching them. So I don't care what anybody says. Movie viewing is for pleasure. So whatever is the most pleasurable way of me watching it is the way that I'm going to watch it. And you guys can watch it however you want. But if you came over to my house to watch this in the future, we're probably going to watch the dub version. Some of these here are probably going to be in everybody's top 10. That's why I did 20, because there's so many movies that came out on Steelbook. I couldn't believe, going back, looking through the calendar of releases, how many damn movies came out on Steelbook this year. So this, I give you the Warner Brothers release. Let me take the J card off of it. It's got a lot of sticky tape on it. So I give you the Steelbook release of The Terminator. I love this artwork. And then I'm not going to take it out, but you get Arnold on the inside. So I was also really impressed with the transfer, because, you know, they fucked up the transfer of T2. And I know everybody was worried about the transfer of this one. So they didn't fuck it up for us, and they ended up making it big. To me, it was one of the best transfers of the year. So Terminator. So what's next? So at number 7, we go back to the Screen Factory, and we get Escape from New York. Now, I saw this, and I was like, I'm not getting that. I'd have to double dip. And then I saw the artwork. It's almost metallic-like, and when you see it in your hand, it's way better. To me, it's way better than anything can do on screen. It just pops, man. It just pops. And I'm not going to take all the discs out, but it used the amazing artwork from the poster that's got the Statue of Liberty head. I always thought they stole that in Cloverfield from the poster artwork of Escape from New York, and how they didn't do some kind of matte painting with that in it, because I know, you know, most of the special effects in Escape from New York were cheesy. I don't know how they didn't get by. They should have done some type of matte painting or something to get the head of the Statue of Liberty prominent, because it's one of the most iconic posters from the 80s. So, what's next? Here's number 6. Number 6 is a movie that's got multiple versions. I've already bought a 4K of this, but I thought the presentation of the Steelbook, the Blu-ray Steelbook, was one of the best of the year. So I had to get it. So it's got not a J card, but just a card on the back, and it's got some bonus materials in an envelope. But I give you Late Night with the Devil. And I think everybody and their mother was surprised to find this in Walmart. So I'm not going to open up to take the disc out. You get him silhouette form on stage. But the presentation of this Steelbook, the front artwork is amazing. The fact they give you the card on the back instead of a J card, I like those better. But it also included this pack of special materials, Night Owls with Jack Delroy, Audience Welcome Pack from October 31st, 1977. I apologize. I know a lot of you guys have already watched me unbox this stuff, so I'm not going to go through everything, but you get I'm not going to pull it all out of the plastic. You get a bookmark. You get a air freshener. And you get some publicity materials from Christu and then Jack. So I think just the fact that they included all that stuff in there, and I can't remember, is there anything else in there? Nope. So just the fact that they included a little, mini promotional material package, I thought was pretty epic, especially since it was still pretty affordable. From what I remember, I think, wasn't this just $24.96 like at Walmart? So it would have been better if you could have got the 4K of it. I know that's what everybody says. But at the time, there wasn't a 4K. And then since then, you got the second sight. And then, I don't know, did that big umbrella set, did that have a 4K? I don't think it did. That might have been why I didn't get it. But I did get the second sight set. The movie looks good in 4K, but I like that. We're just talking Steelbooks now. And as far as the presentation wise, this is one of the best ways you can get the movie. It's affordable. It's supposed to look like it's in the 70s anyway, so most people don't care, and that's probably one of the best ways you can get the movie. So now here we are with the top 5. This is a movie, back in the day, I was not collecting stuff from Second Sight. I didn't buy, up until the last 2 or 3 years, I didn't buy a lot of stuff from overseas. I'll just go ahead and let you know that. And so I was disappointed that I didn't get the big 4K set of this, and it's worth a lot of money. I did get the standalone disc, and I was just, every time I looked at it, I was disappointed that it wasn't the big Second Sight set. What movie am I talking about? I'm talking about Drive, and they made up for it in this Steelbook. I love the cover artwork on this. It pops so much, and the movie looks amazing in 4K. But this is just one of my favorite Steelbooks, obviously, of the year. Inside, I'm not going to take the disc out. But that right there, just the way that looks. It reminds me of a totally, 80s. Almost like Miami Vice feel. And it's got, dude, it's almost like what you call a C card. It wraps on the front, at the top, and the bottom. I wasn't a huge Ryan Gosling fan when he first started. But because of Drive and the movie The Nice Guys, it made me like him. I even liked him in the damn Fall Guy. I don't know why people shit all over that movie. It's way better than people give it credit for. I think it's worthwhile, and I got the Steelbook of that, but it just didn't make it into my top 20. Okay, here we are at the top 4, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, probably my top 2 is not going to be on anybody else's top 2 list. They may be in somebody else's top 20, but they're going to be nostalgic, and they pertain to me, so... but number 4, though, is A Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook. And I just love the way they did this artwork to be almost like one of those old Warner Brother home video cases. The only thing I really don't like about it is the back artwork, because that is definitely not a picture of Freddy from the first Nightmare on Elm Street. But since they don't show his whole face, I'll forgive them. I do like the inside. This is pretty cool. That's one of the most menacing pictures of Freddy. I really think the scariest version of Freddy is in the first 2 movies. He gets a little cartoony in the third, and it's even worse after that. I love the presentation of this. It's only the 4K disc and a digital code, so I'll give them credit for at least giving you the digital code. But I love that. The presentation of that is what gets me. Okay, so here we are with the top 3. Okay, the irony of number 3 is I've been bitching a lot about having the double dip on this channel. I'm trying to not double dip myself as much, and I've bought this movie multiple times, but after seeing, I think, Planet CHH maybe, I can't remember who, after seeing a YouTuber unbox this, and I saw the artwork on the front and how it looked, I had to get it. The Return of the Living Dead. I just think the front of this pops. It's metallic. And it's got Tarman on it. It's like it's the canister. And then on the inside, I love the artwork on the discs. It's pretty much got the major cast members. And then you got them in the car. So, one of my favorite zombie movies, one of my favorite just movies from the 80s. I mean, I like the second one as well, but it's kind of useless. I mean, you don't have to see that one because it's basically almost just a retread of the first one. But Return of the Living Dead, now they're talking about making some sequels to this. I don't really care. I don't need them. It's one of the perfect zombie movies to me. It's a perfect movie from the 80s. It's got blood, guts, boobs, babes, everything you could want from a horror movie from the 80s. It's top notch, and that's why it's in my top 3. So the next two, they're probably not going to be on anybody's top 5 list. They're almost nostalgic to me personally is the reason that they're on here. I've talked about this movie a couple times on the channel. The fact that it's in my top 2 should say a lot about what I think about this movie. I grew up, it was a staple of my childhood. I watched it over and over again. It used to come on network television, and that ties into it as well. I give you the 1976 Dino De Laurentiis classic King Kong from Paramount. And the front cover of this is epic. I love the artwork that they used to promote the movie. It looks nothing like the actual King Kong in the movie. But I like the fact this has got a lenticular cover that you then get just her, Jessica Lange. It's got a J card on it that I'll take off. And this says introducing Jessica Lange. A lot of people don't remember. This is, I think, her first major motion picture. The back artwork on this is my favorite King Kong artwork of all time. I love that photo of him coming through. My favorite set of trading cards that Topps did back in the day from movies of all time is King Kong. I love the artwork they use on it to promote it. I don't know why. Maybe it's like I said. One of the reasons I love this movie is from the inside of the artwork. This scene here. King Kong versus a snake. When you watch this on television when I was young, my mother used to even say that was too graphic for me to be watching. They obviously didn't even show everything on network television. I'm pretty sure you didn't see him rip open the snake's mouth. But because they cut some stuff out of the movie on network television, they added scenes in. The cool thing about this release is not only on this Steelbook do you get the theatrical version, you get the extended cut of the movie. And when I say extended, the regular cut of the movie is 134 minutes. The extended cut of the movie is 192 minutes. Now, what they do is they don't cut out anything. They just add the extended scenes back in. Now, when I was a kid and I watched it on television, they cut scenes out of it. So I missed a lot of the movie. And so this is the best way that I could have gotten this released. It's got everything I wanted. It ties into my childhood. It's one of my favorite movies. It's got my favorite artwork. I don't care what anybody says. It has nostalgic memories for me. A lot of people say it's cheesy. It's really well made for the 70s. I don't think they did a terrible job. The worst job they did was when they made the mechanical giant gorilla that broke out of, or the Kong, whatever you want to call him, out of the shackles, like when he's on display there at the big event at the end. They did a gigantic mechanical version of him, and it looks so fake. I would have just rather had the guy in his suit. What? So here we are. We're all the way to the end. We're with my number 1 release. Now, most people, you probably would have had the number 1 release already shown, because a lot of the YouTubers that I've watched, movies that I've picked in my top 20, some of those were their number 1 release. This is probably not going to be anybody else's number one. It'll be just to me, and it's personal to me because it's of my favorite movie. If you know what movie that is, if you've watched the channel very long, you already know. It's the Film Vault version of the Universal release of Jaws. I love this Steelbook artwork. It's so simplistic. It's new, but it represents the movie well. Acrylic type cover, whatever you want to call it, you can take off. And I just think the artwork on the outside, it just looks so good. The sun going down, Chrissy in the background, the shark fin, the buoy. Everything great about that opening scene. Then you also get the no swimming hazardous area beach closed and the boat on the back. I would love to have that as a framed print. And then you get I'm not going to take the disc out. You get the classic Jaws letters on the disc, like JA and then WS. And then you get the people running from the ocean on the inside. Now, the only way that could have been better is if they chose a better photo on the inside, maybe of Quint or the guys on the boat. But you can see the whole thing here. I don't know. I just love it's simple, but it's almost like it's elegant. It looks cool. It basically gives a cool feel to the movie. You get some special features on here a lot too. The making of Jaws, the shark still not working, Jaws restoration, deleted scenes, outtakes from the set, original theatrical trailer. You get, it says the Steelbook with original key art by Matt Ferguson and Flory from Vice Press. You get an acetate O-ring. Is that what they call that thing? An acetate? I don't know. What I call them acrylic covers. I don't know. And then you get your feature film in 4K and on Blu-ray. So, I don't know. I just love that release of Jaws on Steelbook. So, I know a lot of these wouldn't be your choices. So, and I'm not going to ask you to put 20. But give me your top 5 Steelbook releases. Put them in the comments down below. And while you're down there, hit the thumbs up, please, on this. Smash the like button. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all that normal YouTube stuff. I really appreciate all you guys supporting me this year. Closing out 2024, I'm going to be putting up some voting that you guys can do, because shortly after the beginning of the year, I'll do the Jeffy Awards like I always do. I'm going to pick, like, best boutique label, best horror movie, all that kind of stuff where you guys can, or maybe we'll call it favorites, because it might not be the critical best, but it'll be our best. Our favorites, and you can help me choose them so it won't be just me choosing. I'll bring out the gold jacket. If you don't know what I mean by that, watch the 2003 Jeffy Awards. So the 2004 Jeffy Awards coming up. Watch all my content, watch all my hunts, watch all my news bulletins, everything I post on this channel. If you do follow me on here, make sure you also follow me on my socials. They're down below. JeffMan316 on most of the social media platforms. If you are a subscriber, hit the notification bell. You'll know when I post new videos. So I really appreciate you guys. And until next time, boys and girls, as always, this has been JeffMan316. I'm your pop culture reporter. And I'm signing out saying you guys be safe out there.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.